Hi guys, my name is Rita Kamal for those who do not know me, and welcome back to Millennials and Mental Health. So for today, I have a guest with me. I want him to introduce himself kidogo, and then we will get into the foundation of the topic.
Hi guys, my name is Kibathi, Mburu Kibathi. A lot of people know me as Kibs. I do a lot of things. For one, I would say I work for a non-profit in Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya, because I'm guessing your audience might be international. So yeah, I work for a non-profit in Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya. I also run a small business, and I'm currently pursuing my MBA in finance.
Nice.
Yeah,
I do not have
yeah.
that information. You're being
So
modest.
yeah, part of that's part of what I do.
Yeah.
But I do, in terms of who I am as a person, I am curious. I like to engage with different people.
Yeah.
I would say that most of the time I am calm. Most of the time I'm very chilled, very accommodative. I don't know whether I'll say soft spoken, but I am chill. I
Yeah,
am
you're
chill.
very chill, even the way you speak.
Yeah. And I would say that I'm curious about people. I'm curious about things. I want to know how people think, how people behave. Um, and yeah, I enjoy such conversations with, different people. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So for today we're going to be talking about financial literacy. And for me, in my words, I think financial literacy is basically having the knowledge. No, let's say the wisdom, because wisdom is knowledge that is applied. It is
Mm-hmm.
having the wisdom and the right skills in order to use like
Okay.
the financial resources that you have efficiently and effectively, like for them
Okay.
to work for you. Yeah, I think that is what financial literacy is.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this year has been a year where I don't want to handle my finances the way I've been handling them because it hasn't been working. So
Okay.
I know
Okay.
I need to change the game plan if at all I
Yeah.
want to position myself to a place where like I can create generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, that is the goal with my finances. I want to place myself in a position where my kids can be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Yeah.
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 So our first question is going to be on the importance of financial literacy in your own words. What do you feel is the importance of having the right wisdom, having wisdom and the right skills in order to use
Yeah.
those resources effectively and for them to actually work for you?
Yeah. Um, I'd say first I agree with whatever it is that you've said. Because we can have knowledge on finances,
Yeah.
but still not apply it. And at that point, it's not beneficial to us. So I think financial literacy, even in the broadest sense of it,
Yeah.
is very essential to us. And I think everybody should be educated in terms of their finances.
Yeah.
And this is, to the simplest reason, our society is based on exchanging value.
Yeah.
So this value, for most of us, this value is quantified through finances or through money. So if somebody is unable to handle their money, if somebody is unable to understand their money, then they cannot understand how to exchange value in this society. And if you're unable to do that, then your time in this society will be a bit difficult
Yeah.
because you can't really handle it.
Yeah.
So for me, financial literacy should be an elementary learning point for everybody. It should be taught in the schools. It should be, fixed
Yeah.
into our curriculums. People should be educated not only by the school, but also it's part of the government's responsibility. It's part of the parents' responsibility because, a lot of us learn get our money habits from our environment, and mostly it's from home. So financial literacy should be something that everybody should make an effort in, acquiring that knowledge and also applying it. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you feel? Oh, that was the importance of financial literacy.
Yeah.
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 So for me, mostly it is just to understand how money works.
Yeah. Yeah.
How if I have 1,000 shillings, how I can translate that to working for me and to have like an interest on top of it. Yeah. So with financial literacy, I feel like for us the youth, okay, especially in these times, there's a vicious cycle of borrowing and loaning money.
Yeah.
I have been in that cycle. I have experienced it. The worst thing about it, yeah, I've been there. The worst thing about it is I borrow money.
Yeah.
And I'm borrowing because there's two things.
Yeah.
There's wants and there's needs. And when I'm borrowing this money, I don't want. For me, it's not a want. It's not a need. I don't need this, but I want it. Because I really love clothes. So I've seen a nice dress.
Yeah.
Okay. Pesa, your dress, 2K. Now when I'm in a position, when now that money is in my hands, your 2K, and you initially ngojea alafu ninunue dress.
Yeah.
The most painful part is seeing that money go it's just like tick. And you find that mara mingi sitalipa hii deni, nitapata imekaa nilipe nikope tena, because I'm like this 2K si kae tu iendelee kwenda kwa mkono yangu, because I think there's a methali ama ni what do you used to call them, like kuomba pesa is very easy but kurudisha is the tricky part. So for me it's at 2K 3K hapo, okay, sijaifika 3K 2 5.
Unaona ni pesa kidogo.
Ni pesa kidogo, because niko like I mean sijaifika 10K. But if you still look at it, it's such a vicious cycle. Like nitashinda hapo tu. Last year I was there throughout. And even I saw a video, I don't even know Joanna Kenothia.
Yeah.
The video when she was talking, she was talking about how
she has her videos.
Kukopa.
Yeah.
It's such a vicious cycle. So as my friend, how would you advise me? Because right now I'm a recovering spendthrift. Yeah. And I had to literally talk myself out of it. And I was like, this year, sweetheart, we are not buying clothes. You have enough clothes. Aki, it was such a painful decision, but I'm saying painful because, okay, me, by the way, I love clothes. Do you, unawatchingi Money Mondays za Ivy?
Occasionally. I have a love and hate relationship with Instagram.
Oh.
So sometimes Nico, sometimes Nico.
Oh, I know. Imagine
But those big things get to me. To screen. Yeah.
Oh, so she does those to questionnaires. She asks people how, different topics about money. And I was reading about them, and one of them, people are talking about addictions. I think you should, if you haven't read those, definitely go and read them. Kuna zingine za food, and I could relate to so many of them. There's ones for food.
She's on a screenshot.
There's alcohol, like there's so many different things. So for somebody like you, do you not somebody like you, for you, Kibathi, have you experienced those vicious cycles that they're not healthy, they're very unhealthy?
Yeah.
In every sense of the word, they're very unhealthy. How do you cope with that, or how do you discipline your wallet?
First of all, of course I've experienced those things. There are things that I would say they're guilty pleasures, and I really don't think about when say I want to spend on them. For me, it used to be sneakers. I was a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of still am, but I used my shoes. Even from high school, all my allowance, I would save it. come buy a pair of shoes. And I had so many shoes that I would go maybe almost 2 weeks without repeating a pair. And it's not the worst, because there are people who've had like 80 pairs of shoes, etc.
Yeah.
But like all that money I was saving to buy shoes. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Then every once in a while I'm like, to me a person goes, and that would justify semi purchase.
Yeah.
But the thing with, if you want to deal with that challenge or that experience where you feel compelled to buy something, you need to really introspect and figure out a couple of things. And what has helped me in my experience are a couple of things. The first one was I had a stint where 2018 had a stint where I went like minimalist. I gave away like old shoes. I gave away clothes. I tried to make a capsule wardrobe. And what I learned from that experience was we actually can do with much less than we think we can. Because for me, it was very drastic. It was one of those cold turkey things, because you find yourself exploring that topic for a while. Then one day you're just like, F it, I will try. I will do this thing. So that was my experience. I just gutted my wardrobe, my things, gave some away, passed some to like my siblings, etc., my friends. I didn't sell any, but I had really explored a lot of literature on the topic. There's another lady called Marie Kondo, and she's written a book, I think, The Art of Decluttering or something. That said, you need to be very deliberate with even what things are in your environment. Only keep things that give you joy. And you find that now when I did that, I started noticing different things. I started noticing that I didn't need as much as I thought I needed, or as much as I had. I became aware of marketing/advertising triggers and cues that, rock, see a billboard, then want to buy whatever it is I've seen in the billboard. I would see advertising even on my IG or my Facebook or whatever. You searched for a dress, then you got a dress. Those are all cues. Those are all marketing cues that trigger you into now purchasing, that trigger you into getting deeper into the consumerist culture that we have propagated. So me being able to notice those things helped me make deliberate decisions about them. Then some of the literature that I've explored, we do not, by James Clear. There's a guy called James Clear, and in his book he wrote, we do not rise up to the level of our expectations, but we fall to the level of our system or environment. So, and what that translates to is, I cannot will myself into not shopping. I cannot will myself into doing something. I need to create an environment that is conducive for me to behave in a certain way. So whenever I am seated and consciously and soberly making decisions on, say, my money or how I want to live or whatever, I should think of the process as more of a need to create an environment that allows me to be this type of person, rather than I want to be this type of person. I want to save 100K. I want to not shop. I want to, instead of thinking about my goals and targets that way, I need to think about, if I need to save 100K, what sort of environment should I have to allow me to save 100K? No. If that environment is having, say, a savings account that gets debited automatically, your income gets in, then that's one thing. If you want to eat out less, then the goal should not be eat out less. The goal should be more of the environment, say, have food at home. So whenever you get that trigger that you want to eat out, you remember that you have food in there. In the fridge. Food that you actually enjoy in the fridge, then you will eat that. And that then helps you to be the type of person you want to be, because we fall to the level of our system or our environment. So when it comes to borrowing, the loans, to do things, I like the fact that you said you are borrowing for your wants and not your needs. That clearly communicates that you're already conscious of things that you want and things that you need. So that is not your dilemma. Your dilemma is not that you're unable to identify what is a want and what is a need. Your dilemma is the environment. The environment that's triggering you to shop for the dress. It's triggering, but there are few like rules that I used or still apply today to help me get through that. For one, I postpone like purchase decisions. When I go somewhere and I see something that I really want, and in that moment I feel like I need it, but it is not planned for, I leave and say I will come. If I feel that I want it, I want it in a week, I want it in 2 weeks, then I'll go back for the item. No. So that's as a one hack. Even ukipeleka your girlfriend to a market, sijui mna shop, and you see a dress that inakubamba, imagine just say, I'll go home. If you feel like you really need to go back for that dress in a week or in, even 3 days, then go for it. But the fact that you didn't know you wanted it until you saw it, kind of,
that indicates something.
Yeah. Alafu, another thing is always buy quality when you're making purchases, especially vituka clothes, because if you don't buy, say, quality items, you will always feel like you want to replace them because they wear and tear. Maybe you don't like it. You bought something that looked good in a picture, but the quality was poor. And now you feel, distraught that this thing is not giving you the same utility as you thought it would. And there's a quote that says, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low prices forgotten. So, well, I try sometimes.
Yes, you do.
So yeah, something might be expensive, but have you, I don't know, kama ushaiona, or maybe at a very other person, you might have, say, one very high quality piece of attire that goes with everything. On most occasions, in a kwanga leather jacket.
Why?
On most occasions, the leather jacket.
Yes.
You didn't like when you bought it, it was expensive, but every time you wear it, you get some sense of utility. You feel nice. So try and normalize that with the rest of your outfits. And maybe that can also encourage you to have like less things or
Yeah.
less clothes. And it goes with everything. Because if you buy something because it's cheap, and only because it's cheap, then you might find the utility that you get from it dwindles quite fast,
Yeah.
and you might feel the need to replace it.